So we go to Orc and Goblin turn 4. So let's see, his general on the upper right rallies. Again, he decides not to charge with his airboys. And remember, he's got a level 2 spellcaster in there, so it's not like he's doing nothing. I think he's just kind of keeping him alive. His Night Goblins charged by Knights Errant, who were more than happy to flee. And I'm happy enough with how that turned out. There's a close. It's getting kind of muddled there in the middle, but for the most part, I like it. I forgot that my Pegasus Knights were stubborn. They're stubborn 8, and had I thought about it, I could have moved my Battle Standard Bearer. No, I couldn't have. Never mind. But they're stubborn 8 because of that building, and I forgot about that. But I just need them to stick, and then I can charge my Questing Knights into the flank of that Goblin unit, that Orc unit, and be very, very, very happy. And I don't know if you noticed, but his Night Goblin unit in the upper left suffered from animosity, so they weren't able to flank charge my Pegasus Knights. So anyway, here's his side of the board. Okay, so his level 2 miscast this time, and not only did he blow his own head off, he blew up 7 out of 10, or 6 out of the remaining 9 airboys. And so they failed their panic test and ran away, and bumped right into his chariot, which I thought was kind of funny and very much appreciated. Of course, he's picking on these guys more, killing another one or two. So he beats my Pegasus Knights in combat, and again, I forgot that I was stubborn. I think I would have held otherwise, but instead of chasing him, he decided just to turn, and so now instead of charging to the flank of Spearmen, I've got to charge into the front of the Spearmen, which is not a pleasant proposition, but I wanted to try this game just to see how those Strength 3 Spearmen held up under the new rules when going against my Questing Knights. So there's maybe an overlook of this of the board. Brett turn 5. So very top, my Pegasus Knights rally, my Questing Knights charge into the Spearmen. Knights Errant rally. So if the Questing Knights can hold, well, if they can hold, I'd probably be smarter to spread them out. I don't know what I would have done, but anyway, something else happens, so it doesn't matter. My Men-at-Arms charge into the flank of the Night Goblin unit. There's going to be a lot of blood spilt there, but I really don't expect a whole lot to happen in that game, because he's got so many ranks. And my Knights of the Realm, I did not want to charge into the front of the Night Goblin unit because I just didn't see the point. You know, I'm going to be winning anyway with my Men-at-Arms, I think, and they're either going to make their stubborn test or fail their stubborn test, and it doesn't matter what my Knights of the Realm do. So there's another look at the glorious charge by the Questing Knights. Men-at-Arms, who are still kicking butt and taking names, have really been happy with that formation this edition so far. Over here I charged the airboys who had to flee. I redirected towards the chariot. It decided to flee. So there's all that. And the Questing Knights got it handed to them. They went in, did a few wounds. He did a few wounds back, broke him in combat, even with the reroll with the BSB. They ran him down and then charged into the front of the Knight Errant unit. So not only did I lose a damsel and a huge expensive block of knights, but now I'm going to lose the Knights Errant and the bowmen. I'm not sure you want to charge into the front of a ranked up spear unit anymore. Egads. So my general charged his general. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. He had to charge the general to get out of the way of the Men-at-Arms, and I wanted to anyway. So I'm going to issue a challenge and be locked in with the general. And so I've got a rerollable 2-up in combat, 1-up otherwise. So rerollable 2-up, and I'm strength 6. He's strength 5 with a rerollable 2-up. I've got a 5-up ward save. He's got a 4-up ward save. So it should be interesting to see how that combat turns out. Yeah, there's a closer look at it. During his turn, charged on my turn, and I think he did a wound on me or whatever. During his turn, his chariot failed to rally, so it continued going straight, went through that unit to put a wound on a troll. Really not a whole lot happening over here. He moves his goblins up a little bit. We've yet to fight the Knight Errant combat. He destroys the Knights Errant and overruns into the archers. Over here, my general's sitting on 2 wounds. I'm really regretting taking that great weapon, because a rerollable 1-up would have been better than rerollable 2-up, because it translates into rerollable 3-up versus 4-up after his strength modification. And I'm not doing any wounds on him. He's making a lot of ward saves actually. So last turn of the game, it was stupid of me to put my Knights of the Realm facing that unit. I was thinking I had another turn, but I knew it was the last turn, so don't ask me. I don't know. But what that does is if the spearmen on the left beat my archers, his choice would be just to not pursue them, to reform, and on his turn to charge my knights. But then again, had he done that, I just would have fled with the knights, and they would have likely survived, and then I still get full points because it doesn't matter if units are fleeing at the end of the game. So I don't like that part of the scoring. Upper left, my Pegasus Knights charging the flank of that Night Goblin unit. Otherwise, not a whole lot still going on. But you have 20 pictures just in case you were curious to see them. Decided to use a trebuchet just to get some easy points in the chariot, and that works. And I was actually hoping that would veer off a little bit and hit his general, which I know is a weird hope. I mean, what are the odds? But didn't happen. So they killed my archers and decided to pursue and get the automatic points with the archers rather than not pursuing, having the archers survive, and then not even being able to catch the Knights of the Realm. And this time finally broke the Night Goblin unit. They were stubborn, but their leadership wasn't nearby, so they were stubborn 5 or whatever leadership they are. So they finally failed that test, and Men-at-Arms took out that unit's getting me points here and there. I like them. And my general failed. Not a single wound on his general, and I took 3. So I felt that was a little bit unlucky on his part. He should know better than to die. So we go to Orc and Goblin in turn 6. There's really not a whole lot to do. His Stone Thrower targets one of my trebuchets and kills it. And then that's the end of the game. So real fun game. It even felt weird at the end counting up the points because, you know, who really cares? But it was awful bloody. But we looked up with all the points, and the only way we knew how to do it was points for units totally killed and then 100 points for the general. Anything other than that, we just didn't know what you were supposed to score. But doing it that way, it was exactly a draw, less than 100 points difference between the two of us. So, I mean, overall, it was probably a little bit of a sloppy game both ways. But we were more intent on, well, one, having fun and kind of with the fluff of it, and also just learning 8th edition rules. But overall, a fun game. I need to figure out how to keep my damsels alive. I think I've lost my damsels a couple games in a row now, and that's kind of expensive. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.